Defensively, we're just working hard on getting off blocks and running full speed to the ball and playing as a team. And you know, right now we've had a little better luck blocking the front than we did in the previous springs. So we've had more time to throw the football, and you know, we're missing a few guys out there that are really good pass rushers. So we'll be glad to get them back in the fall. There's no question about that. As far as today went, we went out for a long time. You know, I think we had a total of 161 plays between ones, twos, and we gave the threes quite a bit of work too, which was fun to see because we've got some young guys that get better when they get more reps. So, but it was a good scrimmage. It was back and forth again, and we look forward to the spring game next Saturday. I think that'll be fun. The whole week should be good. We'll have 2 good practices. And then the spring game on Saturday.
All right, Tony Rawlings joining us. You were at U of L on Saturday, and we have to tell people that the scrimmage was closed, so you didn't actually get a chance to go, and no reporter did. But overall, judging from Petrino and all the players, sounds like things are progressing rather nicely for the Cards.
It sounds like they are ahead of where they were this time last year. There were so many question marks, and guys were still learning and still kind of just getting familiar with it. But now it seems like they know what they like, they know what they're doing, and Coach Petrino seems to be very happy with how he's able to coach this group along.
And hey, it starts at quarterback, arguably the most important position maybe in all of sports. And Lamar Jackson, not only a year more experienced, but also his footwork, his passing, his vision, everything seems to be coming together.
Yeah, and it's nice to hear that because he had struggled at times, and we all know how he succeeded despite the way that he did struggle. So to look now and just be able to see him, you know, coming out of the gates and not having the issues that he had last year, I'm really anxious to see how good of a quarterback he can be now that he really knows what he's doing. His technique is improving and his accuracy is improving as well. Cole Hicatini said he dropped one over the shoulder 40 yards out right to him. And not only that, but he read the play. You know, he saw the man that was there, and instead he saw Cole break out and get open and made that play. So he's making plays with his feet, his arms, and most importantly, his eyes.
You know what, there's all sorts of options on offense, and we mentioned a few. We mentioned Staples, Samuel Savage, Mickey Crum, James Quick. You mentioned Hicatini. No one mentioned Reggie Bonifant. Oh, yeah, if everyone stays healthy here, and that's a big if, not only is this team going to be loaded with options, but they're going to be deep, which means everyone will stay fresh.
And as we kind of touched on, you know, everyone knows the offense now. So you've got mismatch opportunities there. Like you said, guys will stay fresh. Or if it's just one of those things like, hey, the timing is great between Lamar and Reggie today. You know, whatever it is, whatever situation presents themselves, it's not as if the coaches will have a reason to not keep somebody, to not put somebody in the game. Oh, we can't put him in the game. He doesn't know X, Y, or Z. Now, like you said, you'll be able to rotate guys in and really keep some of these defenses off balance.
Yeah, which will be a lot of fun to watch if you're a Cards fan. All right, as we said, Lamar Jackson completing around 75% of his passes during the scrimmage. Last week, former Cards quarterback Adam Froman here, he was also a coach, by the way, told us we'd see a big improvement in Jackson's play and decision-making. Apparently, Lamar's teammates agree as well.
He's improved a lot. I mean, he's a great player. He can throw, he can run. I mean, he's a real good player. He's really learning the concept of defensive schemes, and he's really picking it up very good.
I mean, it was fun. I mean, we all love coming out here scrimmaging, full go, everything, so we can kind of see if you can really make those plays rather than tagging off in practice, so it was good. We all love each other. The O-line and the tight ends have a union, that's what we call it, so, I mean, it's just a brotherhood. I think the whole offense has come together a lot more this year than we did last year, at least earlier.
And, you know, there's something else that we have to mention. Last year at this time, there were 4 quarterbacks battling for that starting position. This year, we know Lamar Jackson is a man. That's not only got to help his confidence, but the confidence of the offense. When you know someone is already in place, you can then move forward, not only physically, but mentally as well.
I think you're right. With that, you know, especially with the skill positions, they know what to expect. They know when Lamar may be likely to take off and run. They know when Lamar may be likely to pass. As a receiver, I know when the ball's coming out, if it's a 3-step drop, a 5-step drop. Just having more continuity across the board can only help this football team.
And let's not forget Kyle Bolin, the backup. I was listening to the press conference with Coach Petrino, and he made sure to mention Bolin and said Bolin has had a pretty good spring and had a good scrimmage as well.
And one of the things with Bolin, he's being looked at as a leader. Make no mistake about it. Even though he might not be the first string guy or your starting quarterback or the guy that'll run out there in the first game of the year, he's still a really heavy contributor on the field, in the film room, and most importantly, he's a mentor to Lamar. A lot of times we get caught up in seeing the hype and the competition in this guy versus this guy, but they're all working toward the same goal, and I think Kyle's experience and his maturity is really rubbing off on Lamar.
And any backup, especially quarterback, knows all it takes is one play, and all of a sudden you're in and you're the man.
Yeah, one play, whether it's an injury, an interception, a fumble, you name it.
Change of pace, whatever the case may be.
And you could be called on. So I really like Bolin's approach in terms of being ready and being a team player.
What are you hoping to see Saturday, 1 p.m., the spring football game?
Well, I'd like to see just a fluid offense. We haven't seen a lot of them running plays for those of us in the media that get to go. It's basically the first 20 minutes of practice where they're stretching and working out. So to see them in action, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the offensive line has gelled. We've heard all about how they've grown, but we haven't seen them run the ball. So I'm curious to see that, and I'm curious to see the offense with Lamar Jackson. How much has he grown? It's easy when you're throwing at air, but when you've got real live corners and real live safeties back up there, and you've got offensive or defensive linemen rushing you, to see how quickly he thinks, to see the adjustments he makes, I'm really anxious to see those things.